black-haired legends of professional wrestling. Revered TV, your source of community cable. With who? The Boston bad boy, Rocky Raymond. You know it. You know it. You've been watching it for a while. You've been seeing it on this TV for a great, great deal of time. And this week, we got a great show for you. Unbelievable show, flash from the past. If you people remember Real World, Road Rules, the big feud they had on MTV, that's right. Who did they call on the phone when they needed a ring and they needed someone to control the wrestling action for Real World? They called Rocky Raymond, the Boston bad boy. That's right. They called me on the phone. It was a while ago. We put the ring up. That's right. We did it all for the MTV people. That's right. And we put the mud in there. We put the wood around the ring. We put the top down. We threw all the mud in there. We threw horse manure in there. We had a couple of sick cows from a pasture. We threw some of that stuff in there. We threw it all in there. That's right, because this week we're going to show you from the Axis nightclub in beautiful Boston, Massachusetts, Lansdowne Street, back in the day, the big heyday, Team Real World versus Team Road Rules. And you're going to see some of the great action. You're going to see Jamie. You're going to see Jamie versus all them great guys that they had, James. And you're going to see Dan against Christian. You're going to see all the great matches. You're going to see Cyrus. You're going to see all the male model against another girl wrestler. Well, they were girl wrestlers at that time. Camila, that's right, Camila. Oh yeah, the black sensation Camila. She's going to be wrestling in this Road Rules versus all these great Real World reality people. And how many of you people know who came out of the reality show? I know you're thinking on the back burner, The Miz. Remember The Miz? They came to you right there in Boston, and he made his appearance also at this Road Rules versus all these Real World TV stars, or you're going to call them all the things that they were doing. They had more feuds going, Cyrus against Lanterina and all the great names. And then we had the big one, Julie versus Emily. And that was a crazy match. It was crazy. They were rubbing her face in the mud. She got all sorts of gashes on her. She got all sorts of cuts on her from the mud. They had it all. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. So we want to give you right now some of the great matches from Road Rules versus Real World at Axis Nightclub on 9 Lansdowne Street, in that area there where they used to have the Club 9, and then they had Axis, all the great gatherings that went on there. We're going to take it to you right now with Road Rules and Real World.
Be the MC tonight. I need everybody in here to put these on, be inside in 10 minutes, all right?
Go. Oh, nice. I've always wanted Emily.
Dun, 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 dun. I am Spandex Man.
What do you think, Telly? Sunglasses or not?
Yeah, it's definitely you.
Team Real World.
In time, we know we're wrestling, but we don't know with who, and we don't know in what.
The wheel of wrestling. You have 2 team members, you'll each spin the wheel. Whatever you land on, you'll either be wrestling against whatever you land on, you'll be wrestling against each other. Of course, you are playing for $10,000 in Monster.com.
I do not want to lose tonight because I'm angry that Ayana is not there. And I don't want them winning without her.
The Real World coach, his name is Puppy! What up? Bang! Bang! The Road Rules coach, the real deal, Holyfield! This isn't just the wheel of wrestling, it's the wheel of mud wrestling. Show us the mud, baby! Show us the mud!
mat is covered in mud and cow manure. We're gonna wrestle each other.
Hey, it's me, it's BBB, that's right. Right here at your source of community cable, Vid TV. We want to remind you of the days that we're on. If you don't know by now, Wednesday night, keep it tight, keep it right, keep it on your source of community cable tonight with me, Rocky Raymond, the Boston Bad Boy. That's right, we're on from 8 to 9, 9 to 10. Do it all over again right here on Saturday afternoon. We want to tell you a little bit what's going on in the future with the New England Heavyweight Wrestling Championship, the real New England Championship belt, right here. This is not a replica belt. This is not a belt that was bought in a magazine. This isn't a belt that someone took off their shelf that they were saving from wherever. This is the New England Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. And let me tell you a couple of guys that wore this belt. Axe Demolition. He's the champion right now, incidentally. As well as Tony Atlas, Mr. USA, the legend of the WWE, if you will. Astro Man was the champion, and then I'm sure you guys remember the big Warlord. The Warlord was the big champion. One half of the Powers of Pain. And then just recently we had that Patriot guy come in, and he lost the belt, incidentally, due to the fact that he couldn't hold a contract agreement that was reached by Empire Pro Wrestling, because we found out at a later date that he was not the original Patriot. He was a copycat. But we had a lot of great names that hold this belt, and we're going to do the history of the New England Championship with who? The Boston Bad Boy, Rocky Raymond. So in the weeks to come, you're going to see the best there is in independent wrestling. That's right. So keep it right, keep it tight, like I said, and watch it each and every Wednesday night. And if you're around in Saugus, you can watch us on Saturday morning in Saugus and some of the other towns also. So just keep it paired for Empire Pro Wrestling and the legends of professional wrestling.
Come on, stick it out. Come on, go. Come on, stick it out.
He's all yours. You're gonna eat him alive. Why don't you spin? We're spinning the wheel wrestling. Oh yeah. Spin the wheel. No, it's real, Ron.
What I'm thinking right now is, dude, I'm going balls to the wall. I'm not leaving any of this on there, and I'm not having any pity on this guy.
I felt really bad for Jamie.
It's the best feeling to see James slamming Jamie around. It started the game off right, the way it should be.
It is tails, sir. Rule spins again. Elvis. It's wrong with the real one again.
Mud wrestling is fun. I felt like I was in 3rd grade watching the Hulk Hogan cartoon. Jimmy Superfly Snuka! Wow!
She called it heads, it is tails. Real world gets the spin. Female model.
I know Letarian is like a silent killer.
Letarian by like 40 pounds. I'm not sure if Letarian's gonna be able to take out Cyrus.
Remove that sucker and the wagon. Cause every time I see he's acting like a bitch. So let's get it straight, I smoke the competition. But they got mission. One by one, they'll all come up missing.
Julie's sort of been a little bit of a loose cannon these days. I think that Julie just kind of feels helpless at this point, and she's just going to lash out.
Break down by law.
I do not want to lose tonight. I'm aggressive. I think it's disgusting the way they treated Ayanna. I think it's just despicable.
Stick it up! Stick it up! Stick it up!
Hey, can you believe it? The Patriots took it again. You believe it? I can't believe it. But you know something? You better believe it. You know why? You're right here at Revere TV with the Boston Bad Boy. That's right. The Patriots took it again. That man Butler, he went around the side. He clipped up the middle. He took that ball like it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Brady was standing on the sideline jumping up and down because he knew what? Mazooka. A little Mazooka was coming. And then you got the guys on the fence, that's right, that big guy, Will Walk, that big guy. He took them and he blocked them. He did all the great things. And don't forget about the Blunt. And no, we're not talking about the Blunt you're thinking of. We're talking about the football player Blunt, the one that kept running and running and running. He was like a tank. He kept going and going and going. And incidentally, Empire Pro Wrestling and Legends of Pro Wrestling, we're like tanks too. We just keep rolling right along with shows coming on and on and on. So watch us each and every week. Keep it complete right here on your social community cable with who? Rocky Raymond, the Boston Bad Boy. We bring it all, whether it be the Mac Classics from the Boston Garden, Madison Square Garden, the Philadelphia Spectrum. That's right, the Providence Civic Center. We go all around the world. We've gone from Boston to Bangor with wrestling shows. Don't you know we're the best, so forget the rest? You've seen it all. No, you've seen it all right here on Revere TV, because we got the best right here. So watch it each and every week with who? The Boston Bad Boy.
It's biting, it's teething, it's biting, I'm bleeding. It's calling, it's crawling, it's calling and I'm falling. Pull me under before I try to drag you down. Someone has to pull me. She's got her the chokehold. She's got her the chokehold. And you're the one with the chokehold. Just hold it. Oh! 2 minutes is up. This round is ended. Let's see what the judge has to say. And it's Emily from Road Rules Season 2.
Everyone needs to have a time in their life when they break down to square one and they just build up, and it's truly them and it's sincere. And it sucks.
Congratulations to
Our team needed the unity, especially with Ayanna being gone. Now that we've won the second time, I really feel like the team morale is just gonna go through the roof.
And tonight's MVP is Jay.
To be the MVP feels great. I mean, really, I'm satisfied with the win. Having Ayanna leave wasn't great for the team, but we got over it and we realized that, look, it's mission time.
It's now to the audio.
We're only 5 people right now, but you know, we still came out, we played hard, and that you know, the Road Rules is coming to play.
Oh, I'm so excited. You know, that's right. The New England Patriots took it all. They slammed the ball down their throat. The kid Butler, he came around the side. He grabbed the ball. He went straight up. He threw it down. Brady was there. They were all there. That's right. All the drivers were there. All the defensemen were there. Will Falk, the big dude, Will Falk, he pushed them all around. He did it all. We took it. We took the championship home again. Boston, you're my town. That's right, Boston. But I want to tell you right now, it's going to be a great Mac Classics from the Boston Garden. And I hope you enjoyed this show so far with real world versus road rules and the crazy matches they had. But now we're going to go to part of the program that we call the Mac Classics from the Boston Garden. We got a great matches for them. Oh, yeah, we got Bruno Sammartino against Mr. Fuji. And we also have the first appearance of Superstar Billy Graham. Superstar Billy Graham against Bruno Sammartino. And then we have that return Lumberjack match with Pat Patterson, the Intercontinental Champion at that particular time, against the living legend Bruno Sammartino. And you never know, there might be a surprise match in there somewhere too. Watch out for the Jack in the Box, because the Jack in the Box is always on the line right here on Legends of Professional Wrestling with who? Rocky Raymond, the Boston Bad Boy. Okay, here's another one. Here's a big one. August 22nd. 1980, Bruno Sammartino against Mr. Fuji. Mr. Fuji with those educated hands now, double oblique shot, putting the boots, I should say the feet to Sammartino. As you know, these Oriental wrestlers do not wear footgear. Oh, there's a big karate kick to the throat of Sammartino. Fuji putting the boots to him like nobody's business. Armbar now, twisting Sammartino over. You gotta watch out for these Orientals. They'll never come up with a bag of salt. Throw in your eyes. And Sammartino comes back now. Irish whip off the ropes. Big elevation back body drop sending Mr. Fuji. Big arm drag now by Sammartino. as he's in control of the match. Off the ropes again now. Big shoulder tackle now. Mr. Fuji sent railing. Back into the arm drag, as you know, San Martino working one part of the body, working down the man. Fuji shoots him in again. Another tackle by San Martino. Hip toss, no avail. Reversal by San Martino. Kick out by Fuji. Oh, a big drop kick by Bruno San Martino. You don't see that much. Arm drag on Fuji. Unbelievable. Bruno San Martino with a flying drop kick. You won't see that much. Big slam now. No, with Fuji. Big slam on San Martino. Kick out now by San Martino. Drop kick by Mr. Fuji. And an arm drag again by San Martino, working that arm. Bruno San Martino, the living legend. Shooting off the ropes now. Fuji, another shoulder tackle now. San Martino crisscrossing. San Martino up now. Oh, rolls over the back of Fuji. Victory roll. No, Fuji holds on. Nobody home. Fuji. Nobody home. San Martino with another big arm drag. Unbelievable mat action from the Boston Garden. These are the great mat classics. You won't see these in any video store, and you won't catch them on the Entertainment Network for sale either. You can only get them at the Mat Classics headquarters. You got the volumes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The best of Bruno 1 and 2. The best of Superstar Billy Graham. Oh, double oblique shot by Mr. Fuji. Those educated fists now. And those oriental kicks to the chest now. Bruno San Martino. Fuji working on the trapeze muscle. And we got all the great ones. We got the best of Bob Backlund. Oh, yeah. The best of the Valiant Brothers. Handsome Jimmy Lesser's Johnny. Gentleman Jerry. San Martino with a big scoop slam on Mr. Fuji. And Fuji with those educated hands. Double karate chop. And a knife edge across the throat of San Martino. Another kick to the midsection now. San Martino into that corner. Oh, unbelievable action. He hit that corner buckle. And Fuji now with the karate chops to the back of the neck of San Martino. And a big boot to the midsection of Mr. Fuji. And San Martino turning on hot and heavy. A heavy blow to the side of the head. A heavy, heavy knee. But he can't stop the moves of Mr. Fuji. A double boot to the chest of Mr. Fuji. Another big, deep boot to the midsection, sending Fuji railing. San Martino in the corner now. Another knee. And San Martino a couple of heavy right blows to the head. Another big boot sending Fuji railing. And another heavy blow to the side of the head. Fuji with another double oblique shot and that educated feet. Karate chops whipping San Martino into the corner. Oh, nobody home. Fuji might have hit that steel post. And there's the cover. It's all over. The living legend, Bruno San Martino. Another victory over Mr. Fuji.
You know, Bruno San Martino, and I can't believe that I'm with my 8mm camera, Super 8 right here. Bruno, this is the camera that took all the film. You got to hold it in your hand.
That's amazing, because I've seen some of the films you've taken, and it's hard to believe. I'm not very knowledgeable when it comes to these cameras, but it's hard to believe at all that you've shot and what fantastic work it came out of this little camera.
It's unbelievable. My friend Danny Garbett, I'd like you to say hi to Mr. Danny Garbett, because he used to carry the tripod for me up to the ring.
Is that right? And Danny, how are you? I'll tell you. So you were part of this, and that's great, because guys did a phenomenal job.
And we're coming to Boston. The legend, Bruno San Martino, be there or be square.
Here at World Gym in Somerville. Oh, I'm so elated I can only be here. It's me, it's BBB. We're here with the Great 8 and the living legend, Bruno San Martino. All you people, watch it from 10 to 11. It's the best of Empire Pro Wrestling with this man, the living legend. Tell him, Bruno.
That's right. Be sure and watch it, because if you want to see the best of yesteryear and whatever, this is the place to be.
Be there!
And we're back at the Boston Garden, August 18th, 1979, the Lumberjack match between Bruno San Martino and Pat Patterson. This was the final match between Patterson and San Martino, and around the ring you see such great names as the Valiant Boy, Jimmy Valiant, as well as Johnny Raj, Dominic DeNucci, all the great people that were on the card that night. San Martino attacks Patterson before the bell. A little return from the last one. And San Martino going crazy on Pat Patterson. This is a Lumberjack match as San Martino with a heavy right hand to the side of the head of Pat Patterson. Nikolai Volkov on the other side of the ring. The Iron Sheik. Unbelievable wrestlers outside the ring. Back in the day of the old mat classics from the Boston Garden. Pat Patterson getting a taste of his old medicine. attacking Bruno before the bell in the previous encounter. Irish whip off of a big boot to the midsection as San Martino buries that right leg right into the midsection of Pat Patterson. On the other side, you may see Johnny Rodz and all the other great wrestlers that were in the building that particular night. San Martino going crazy now in the corner on Pat Patterson. Pat Patterson looking for a powder now as the living legend Bruno San Martino starts to turn it on in this lumberjack match. Oh yeah, this is the final match for Patterson. He pushed Bruno to the limit now, and San Martino looking towards Jimmy Valiant. A big right hand now sending Patterson outside the ring. As you see some of these lumberjacks, send them right back in. San Martino going crazy on Patterson. Pat Patterson, the Intercontinental Champion at this particular time here in the WWF. San Martino in the corner now, Irish whip by Patterson, sending San Martino in those corner buckles. Oh, nobody home. Patterson getting rammed his own shoulder into that corner buckle. And outside the ring, you see these lumberjacks sending Patterson right back to San Martino. Just a 2 count now, lateral press now on Pat Patterson. San Martino with a heavy knee to the side of the head, and Patterson comes back with a right hand, followed up by a reverse chin lock, and he rams San Martino into that top turnbuckle. Snap man now by Patterson. He's going up to that top rope. If he catches this one, it might be all over. Oh, nobody home as San Martino moves out of the way of trouble as Patterson finds himself in serious trouble. San Martino working now on the leg of Pat Patterson. These are the great days of professional wrestling. These are the Mat Classics from the Boston Garden. The Best of Bruno San Martino Volume 2. And if you get to see all the other 5 volumes, you'll see some great wrestling action. Whether it be the Best of Bob Backlund, the Best of Superstar Billy Graham, the Best of the Valiant Brothers, and the Best of Bruno San Martino Volumes 1 and 2. Outside the ring, Patterson high. As you see them throwing him back in the ring. A couple of guys outside the ring throwing Patterson back in this lumberjack match in the Boston Garden. And San Martino and Patterson battling back and forth. San Martino gets whipped to that corner post. And Patterson now, oh, it looks like he's got his leg caught up in those ropes. Big Nikolai Volkov outside the ring now looking to help Pat Patterson. Jumping up and releasing his leg. He got it hooked in that top turnbuckle. Very dangerous move now, as you can see Pat Patterson and Nowhere Man. The crowd going crazy here in Boston. They want to see Bruno put him away back and forth now. Rights and lefts and rights. Unbelievable action here. San Martino cinches up on a side headlock now as they shoot each other into the ropes. Double knockdown, San Martino down. And they're up again, side headlock by San Martino. And San Martino outside the ring. Watch out, Big Nikolai Volkov's over there. Big Nikolai, the Sheik's over there. They're throwing San Martino back in. This is a lumberjack match. And a lateral press by Pat Patterson, and San Martino kicks out. Patterson down with a big deep knee across the chest. And a third one sending San Martino reeling into the ropes. Big knee to the side of the head now. That's how you get those cauliflower ears. Those heavy blows to the side of the head. San Martino coming back with 3 right hands of his own, and he sent them reeling with that baseball punch. Looked like he was going for first base. San Martino, heavy blows to the side of the head. Just a 2 count now. Off the ropes again, San Martino, shoulder tackle on Pat Patterson. Patterson now, big knee to the midsection of San Martino as he catapults off those ropes. And San Martino now, there looks like Patterson's going for a Boston Crab. A Boston Crab on San Martino. The crowd's behind San Martino. Pat Patterson now, putting all he can, all the strength that he can muster up. And our referee just waiting to ring the bell, but San Martino, he's not giving in this easy. No, not for these wrestling fans here in Boston. Outside the ring, San Martino. Nikolai Volkov, watch out for him, watch out for the Sheik. The Sheik's out there, they throw him back in. Jimmy Valiant hoping over there. And a third time now, San Martino outside the ring. Big Nikolai. Nikolai wants a piece of San Martino. He's lining him up. Oh, he slapped him across the face. Oh, San Martino come back with a crack of his own on Nikolai. Johnny Raj throwing San Martino back in the ring, waiting for him now like a lion, Pat Patterson. But San Martino, you know this comeback. Watch out! Rights and left, San Martino sending Patterson. Oh, unbelievable throw to those corner buckles. San Martino off the ropes again now. Big back body drop by San Martino. And he shoots him in again into that big bear hug. That big bear hug, San Martino got him right with. Hit Nikolai. Nikolai with a big knee to the back of San Martino. And it's all over. They're going to go crazy now. Putski's in there. Ivan Putski's going crazy now. San Martino. Unbelievable. They're going crazy here in this lumberjack match. Looks to be that San Martino may have won the fall in the match due to the disqualification. This is not the way San Martino wanted it. He had him in that devastating bear hug. Hey, we're right here. That's right, Rocky Raymond, the Boston bad boy, and right here at Revere TV. And I want to remind you people, if you don't already know by now, we got our great show on. That's right, it's on Wednesday night from 8 to 9, 9 to 10, Empire Pro Wrestling, the best of the best. And then we got Legends. And we want to remind you only because we are number one. We are one of the only one right here at Revere TV. That's right, we got all the great, great shows that are on, whether it be Matt Classics from the Boston Garden, whether it might be that big one where Bruno Sammartino lost the title to Ivan Koloff, Madison Square Garden, whether it be Providence Civic Center with the great Bob Backlund against superstar Billy Graham. Great, great matches that you'll only see where? Right here on your source of community cable. Revere TV with who? The Boston bad boy, Rocky Raymond. That's right, we keep it neat, we keep it complete, we bring you all the great things right here. So come on down if you want to get your own show going, you want to be a co-host, we're looking for some people to beat up on. That's right, and I want to tell you one other thing. All you bullies out there, stop bullying. That's right. Stop bullying all these kids that are out here. That's right. Say no to drugs and stop bullying. Right here with the Boston bad boy. Here's a big one now. It's November 29th, 1985. The Worldwide Wrestling Federation title. Bruno Sammartino, the living legend, defending his title against superstar Billy Graham. With this manager, the Grand Wizard of Professional Wrestling. Unbelievable Matt Classics from the Boston Garden. I'm the voice of the Matt Classics, Rocky Raymond. And this match is going to be an unbelievable match as superstars in the middle of the ring boasting about what he's going to do to the living legend tonight here at the Boston Garden. And coming into the ring now, it's the living legend, Bruno Sammartino, with his manager, I believe, Arnold Skolin, the Golden Boy. And tonight, Bruno got his hands full against this man, superstar Billy Graham. His first single appearance at the Boston Garden against the living legend. And our referee for this one will be John Stanley, the main event referee for the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. And the Grand Wizard helping out his protege. And you can see the size of superstar Billy Graham. Great, great physique. Unbelievable action going to be coming to you from the Boston Garden. As you can see, the Grand Wizard helping out superstar Billy Graham is trying to get that shirt by his big arm. That big 22-inch bicep now, as the Grand Wizard having a little bit of problems. Look at the size of the superstar Billy Graham. A great physique, unbelievable action. Here's our bell now for our big main event now as superstar pushes Sammartino back to the corner buckle now. As he boasts to the crowd that he is the superstar. And again, Sammartino back to the corner buckles. And it's Bruno Sammartino, superstar Billy Graham. Sammartino pushes him back. Big arm drag by Bruno Sammartino as he cinches up with that big arm bar on superstar Billy Graham. These are the great Matt Classics. You won't see these in too many places. If you get your hands on them, this is what professional wrestling used to be. This is why they call it professional wrestling as they call it today, entertainment. But back in the day of Bruno Sammartino, it was professional wrestling. Calling elbow now by superstar Billy Graham and Bruno Sammartino. And they're starting to feel each other up with a toppers lock now on Bruno Sammartino with superstar Billy Graham. As he's cinching up now, using the leverage a couple of inches over Sammartino. And Sammartino known for his strength as well as superstar Billy Graham. They're going back and forth now. Bruno down to one knee now, and it looks like superstar Billy Graham coming back now at Sammartino. back and forth with this test of strength. They're feeling each other out in this championship match. Oh yeah, the great Matt Classics from the Boston Garden. This is the way wrestling used to be. As superstar Billy Graham reaches behind and pulls the hair of San Martino to get the upper hand. And these two battle for the Worldwide Wrestling Federation many, many times. As you may know, superstar Billy Graham, the man that beat Bruno, using his legs on the ropes in a match in Maryland. And you can see superstar right now in a test of strength, and San Martino on the receiving end of this pinfall, if you will. And John Stanley just a 2 count now, and they're going back and forth. And superstar Billy Graham losing his footage now. And San Martino up to his knees. The crowd's behind the living legend, the Abruzzi strongman, a great, great following here in the North End, as well as anywhere else, New York City, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. Bruno San Martino, one of the greatest wrestling champions of all time, one of the greatest records, lifting up the 640-pound haystack Calhoun, and taking on all the professional wrestlers that the Worldwide Wrestling Federation threw up in front of him, defending his title many, many, many times here at the Boston Garden, as well as all around the world, going to Japan and wrestling the Giant Baba, as well as traveling to California, as well as many, many other places throughout the world of professional wrestling. And it's San Martino, superstar Billy Graham, and a test of strength here at the great Boston Garden. The Great Matt Classics, brought to you by Rocky Raymond, yours truly. And I'm the voice of the Great Matt Classics. I can tell you what it was, what it can be, and what it's gonna be. Oh yeah, all the great matches. San Martino now on the receiving end of superstar Billy Graham. Irish whip into the corner now. Oh, look at the blow. Heavy, heavy turnbuckle. And San Martino just a 2 count. And superstar Billy Graham thrown off with that lateral press. Behind San Martino with the reverse chin lock. Superstar Billy Graham, oh yeah, he was one of the greatest opponents for Bruno San Martino with the tie-dye tights. He's got more color than a box of crayons, superstar Billy Graham. More charisma than you can believe. And right now, a lot of press by Bruno, just a 2 count now. And they're going back and forth with a heavy right hand now. And another right hand now, and another right hand, sending superstar reeling. And this match is beginning to take its toll on superstar Billy Graham. The heavy right hand blows by the Abruzzi strongman, Bruno San Martino. And the crowd want to see Bruno put him away. Right hand to the top of the head now. Irish whip into the collar now. Superstar Billy Graham. Bruno San Martino with a reversal. Superstar with the superstar bear hug on the living legend. John Stanley right there. Waiting to see if San Martino is going to be put out by superstar Billy Graham's powerful bear hug. The superstar Billy Graham. One of the most powerful #1 contenders for the Worldwide Wrestling Federation Championship. And a right blow to the side of the head of superstar. Second one now by San Martino. A third one. Oh, Billy Graham rams him into that corner buckle. And Bruno San Martino on the receiving. Oh, he ducks. San Martino ducking now. Superstar Billy Graham hit that corner post. It looks like he may be lacerated. Oh, big shoulder tackle now. These two men are huge. And another one now. San Martino puts a bear hug of his own on. San Martino known for his strength too. The backbreaker, the bear hug, all the great strength moves that San Martino. Oh, a heavy blow to the side of the head now. Superstar Billy Graham sending San Martino outside the ring. The referee, John Stanley, beginning to count now. Superstar won't let him back into the ring. And the count's getting up there. Getting up there now. San Martino. Oh, another blow now. San Martino outside the ring. John Stanley beginning to count. And they're both outside the ring, battling outside against those barriers. Those security barriers. It looks like superstar Billy Graham. Looks like someone's going to be counted out. It looks like San Martino takes the fall and the match with a count out. Superstar Billy Graham did not make it back into the ring on the 10 count. And San Martino, this isn't the way that Bruno likes to win his matches, but this is the way it is tonight. San Martino winning the match on a count out here at the great Boston Garden. And San Martino now leaving the ring now. Oh! Dirty move by superstar Billy Graham, knocking Bruno off the ring apron. And the winner of the fall in the match, on the count out, the living legend, Bruno San Martino. Hey, we're back here, legends of professional wrestling with who? The Boston bad boy, Rocky Raymond. Often imitated but never duplicated. Not in this lifetime. That's old line of the Captain Lou Albano. That's right. And we got a great little bit of footage here from a little vacation of Rocky Raymond back in the day, going back to Florida. I believe it was Memorial Day weekend, and I believe we're talking about alligators. That's right. No, not those swamp people that go down there and they kill alligators for money. They want their skin, they want their meat, and they get all that money, and they get on the boat and they give it that one shot. Boom, boom. No, we're not talking about that type. We're talking about alligator wrestling. That's right. Someone gone inside the pit with several alligators showing you how to tie the bow and hold them under the chin, and the guy was crazy enough to stick his head inside a live alligator's mouth. Now, I gotta go off the wall every now and then, but I tell you, that's really off the wall. So we're gonna bring it to you right now. Alligators of professional wrestling. We're on Legends.
Let's have one big round of applause for Cliff. He's the guy wrestling the alligators for us today. Now, Cliff's been out wrestling alligators for a number of years now, so don't try any of these tricks at home. Could result in death and or injury, you know? Each one of these alligators has 88 razor-sharp teeth, 44 on the top and 44 on the bottom. If they were to lose a tooth in combat, another one would replace it. They've always got a full set of teeth. Their teeth interlock like shears. They crush their food and swallow it whole. Anything that gets in the way of those jaws will be crushed. At pressures of over 2,000 pounds per square inch. That's quite a bit of crushing power. They can use that tail as a weapon. They'll swing that tail around, level a large animal like a deer or a crazy little guy with a stick in his hand. Anything that gets in the way of those tails will be knocked down. An alligator will outrun a human for about the first 30 feet in about a foot deep of water. This is the most dangerous time of the year for alligators. 90% of all alligator attacks happen this time of year. This is their mating season. They're twice as aggressive this time of year. You might see some scars on some of the alligators, some bite marks. Right now they're having disputes about territory and dominancy, so they got some scuffs and bruises on them. Nothing you see Cliff doing here injures the alligators in any way at all. Could very quickly hurt Cliff though. Now an alligator hatches out of an egg about the size of a chicken egg. They're about 6 inches long. They've got a full set of teeth. And they never stop growing throughout their life. They grow up to be 100 years of age, 1,000 pounds of weight, over 20 feet in length. Never stop growing throughout their life. All these alligators in here came up from an alligator farm. Alligator farms raise the alligators 50,000 at a time. In the dark with music, they grow about twice as fast that way. Then they sell off their tail meat to the restaurants and the hide to the food and luggage companies. Out in the wild, an alligator's diet consists of birds, small game, fish, ducks. In here, we feed them chicken, turkey, small tourists. Now, Cliff's got his hands on this one. What you want to do is keep those jaws shut using both hands. Keep the jaws away from your body. You'll notice there are teeth on the outside of those jaws. Those ones are just as sharp as the ones on the inside. You don't want to be around when those teeth raise anything. First off, Cliff will pry open the jaw, showing you all 88 razor-sharp teeth. You'll notice a half-moon-shaped valve at the back of the throat, which enables the alligator to hunt underwater. An alligator can stay underwater for up to about 4.5 hours at a time, slowing their heartbeat down to 1.5 heartbeats per minute. Now, Cliff's going to open up the jaws. Anything that touches the inside of these jaws, that includes a mosquito, a raindrop, or human hair, will cause them to snap shut at pressures of over 2,000 pounds per square inch. Now, Cliff's going to hold on the alligator, keeping the jaws shut using his chin. This is so you can get your hands free out in the wild to tie up the jaws using rope, twine, duct tape, anything you prefer. You do not want an alligator thrashing around with open jaws in your boat. So this is how you get the jaws all tied up if you were to capture an alligator out in the wild. When his arms go out, get your photographs. That's bulldogging the alligator, folks. Right there. Tying up the jaws. Now this next trick is for your entertainment only. The last guy that tried this doesn't even have a chin left. This is known as the chin trick. He'll pry open the jaws, keeping the jaws of the alligator pried up, resting right on his chin. Now keep in mind, all it would take was one drop off of a leaf, or even a leaf to just fall into that mouth, and it would cause the jaws to snap shut at lightning speed. So you don't want to be around those jaws when they're snapping shut. But Cliff will have his face right there by the alligator's jaws while they're wide open, with his chin resting on their jaws. When his arms go out, get your photographs. That's the chin trick, folks. Let's have a round of applause for what Cliff has shown us so far. Now again, Cliff's going to do these tricks over. Now those of you on the other side, don't leave yet. The show is never over. Again, Cliff will pry open those jaws. Note that half moon shape valve that I mentioned earlier in the back of the throat so they can hunt underwater. Now don't forget, anything that touches the inside of these jaws will cause them to snap shut at pressures of over 2,000 pounds per square inch. That includes a human hair, a mosquito, or a raindrop. Now Phil's going to bulldog the alligator, keeping the jaws shut, using his chin. This is how you get your hands free out in the wild to tie up the jaws using rope, twine, duct tape. That's bulldogging the alligator, folks. Now again, Cliff is going to do the chin trick, keeping the jaws open. Good luck. With the jaws resting on underneath his chin. When his arms go out, get your photographs. You never know how long this one might last. And that's the chin trick, folks. Now, alligators are cold-blooded reptiles, the last of the dinosaurs, with a brain about the size of a pea. Being that they're cold-blooded, they like it in the water a little bit more than they like it up on land. You don't want to be around those jaws when that alligator starts thrashing around. One false move and it can be all over. Now, alligators can't be tamed or trained. These ones in this pit are not tranquilized in any way at all. Like that. Cliff likes wrestling alligators so much, he does this kind of voluntarily. Yeah. Not something you'd want to try in here. Cliff is a trained professional who likes kissing alligators. Now, as I mentioned, Cliff does it like he likes doing this so much. He does this kind of voluntarily. A good percentage of his pay is tips, gratuities, and donations from you folks. He'll be coming around the pit with a little white bucket. If any of you have $1 or $2 you'd like to throw in there and show Cliff what a good job he's doing, all the money does go to Cliff and the alligators. If you have any questions about wrestling alligators, stop Cliff, ask him the question. If he knows the answer, he will answer it. You don't have to worry, because even if he doesn't know the answer, he will make one up. So when he comes around, if you have $1 or $2 you'd like to throw in there, the keys to the rental car, the deeds to the wrench, the title of your brother-in-law's pickup truck, anything you'd like to throw in there, Cliff would greatly appreciate it. He's been doing this show now for a number of years for us, so we think he's got one of the better shows here in Florida. So let's have one more big round of applause for Cliff. Thank you, Cliff. Okay, 12 minutes to sounding time, 12 minutes to sounding time. 3:35, 3:35, 3:35. Same seats on the way back.
Hey, right here, Revere TV, your source of community cable. That's right, so watch it right here each and every week. That's right, with Rocky Raymond, the Boston Bad Boy. We're on Wednesday nights, you know that already. 8 to 9, 9 to 10, then we're on Saturdays, loop it all over again on the afternoon. And if you're in Saugus, you can watch us from 8 to 9, 9 to 10 as well, or 9 to 10, 10 to 11, I don't know, whatever it is, but it's one of those two. And I know we're going to be back at you right here with some great, great shows. We got some great things coming up. We just did the Real World. We just did the Alligator Farms in Florida, the Alligator Wrestling. And then we're going to show you the history of the New England Championship coming up, as well as some of the other great things that we did, whether it be the Fireball match with the Dungeon Master, whether it be that big Ferris wheel fight with that ignorant nephew of mine, Eric Sprazier, you know, that ignorant Revere person. That's right. Well, what are you going to do? Things happen. They go bad, and then they go sour. And then you know what? I give you one of these in the mouth. That's what I do. And then one of the great other things that we had on, we got all the great matches from Thompson Speedway, whether it be the Russian coming off with the big flag and all the great things, but you're going to see it, the different things that happen here at Empire Pro Wrestling. The greatest independent wrestling show right here from your source of community cable, Revere TV, with who? The Boston Bad Boy. So don't forget it. Be there. Hey, we're back here, Legends of Professional Wrestling. Let me give it one more toot, one more hoot for the New England Patriots. Yeah, all right. I hope you enjoyed that show. We had a great footage from Flash from the Past, from Access down on Lansdowne Street when we had Real Worlds against Road Rules. Those two teams went at it head and head, as you could see. And that Letarian against Cyrus, and then we had Emily. Oh yeah, Emily was against all of them, I believe. And then the Mill Model, then Dan, then Christian, all those names from the past. And of course, you know that my man, The Miz, one of the better wrestlers in the WWE Entertainment, came out of that MTV series, or that Road Rules and Real World and all that stuff. They came out of that show. That's right. He became the worldwide entertainment champion. I almost slipped there and started talking like Bruno was still champion, but nope. And then we had the great matches and stuff from the Boston guy. And as you know, each and every week we keep it complete right here on your source of community cable, Revere TV. And if you want to come down here and get your show going, we're looking for a co-host. We're looking for someone to come right over here, be next to me, talk a little bit about wrestling and take the pressure off me every now and then. You know, talking for an hour is keep it going. If we got a co-host, and we're looking for a co-host, so come on down. You want to do your own show? Come on down. Revere TV. We have the cameras. We got the backgrounds. We got it all. All you got to do is bring yourself and make sure your brain's in your head. Come on down, and you can, really get here and do a show of your own. You can do it all. You can do a show on making cupcakes. You can do a show on making some spaghetti, some lasagna, some Italian food. You want to do a cook show. You want to do a sewing show. You want to do a show on whatever you want to do a show on. We can do it right here at Revere TV. And I hope you enjoyed this week. Like I said, Real World. I hope you enjoyed the Gators. Hope you enjoyed the Mac Classics. And of course, I hope you enjoyed me, Rocky Raymond, because I'm really here to really show you some great things, and great things about the old days of professional wrestling. That's why we call it Legends of Professional Wrestling with me, the real deal Rocky Raymond. So we'll see you next time on Legends of Professional Wrestling.